Proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Jasmine Jack with Monday's news. In this edition, Pioneer Moya are 2025 Alumni awardees, Gregor Hafen, a pitfall in secondary education, and Youthful Vipers stun fan favorites Wigman. Conversations deepen for gender-based violence, sorcery, accusation-related violence, family protection and child rights, gender equality, and the rights of persons with disabilities with the launch of the National Human Rights Strategy 2024 to 2029 in Port Moresby recently. Secretary for the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, said the strategy is aligned with the medium-term development plan 4, particularly strategic priority area 5 on law and justice. The launching of the 2024 to 2029 National Human Rights Strategy on Thursday, August 21st, is an important milestone in the nation's journey to protect and promote the rights and freedoms of every Papua New Guinean. Over the years, steps have been taken to address critical issues such as gender-based violence, sorcery accusation-related violence, family protection, child rights, gender equality, and the rights of persons with disabilities. This strategy builds on those efforts and places human rights at the heart of national priorities. According to the Secretary for the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, the strategy is aligned with the Medium-Term Development Plan 4, particularly Strategic Priority Area 5 on law and justice. The strategy ensures greater access to justice for vulnerable people, including women, children, persons with disabilities, people in rural areas, and those who are socially and economically disadvantaged.
Because when you look back at the history of the last 30 years, we did not find a document like this. And so we made it a business to have a document that gives us a roadmap. And slowly, we achieve things along the way, and we finally have that Human Rights Institute.
Secretary Kwa said a Human Rights Secretariat has been established under the Justice Department's Corporate Plan 2019 to 2024. The Secretariat has three major responsibilities: to establish a policy, push for the Human Rights Institute, and promote the human rights agenda.
In history, we realized that it was not seated in one place, and we didn't have a permanent place for the Human Rights Secretariat and the work on human rights. And so we offered, as a department, to take on the responsibility to work on the Human Rights Institute and, of course, the work that is now reflected in this policy, the strategy.
Dr. Kwa added that the launching of the strategic plan marks the beginning of a renewed national commitment to human dignity, reflecting Papua New Guinea's constitutional values, and ensures the state fulfill its duty as the primary guardian of rights. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News. Gender-based violence remains a significant issue in Papua New Guinea. The recent United Nations report indicated at least 60% of women and girls experienced gender-based violence from their partners. Today, Department of Community Development and Religion, SB Brewery Limited, and the Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance signed a Memorandum of Understanding to work together to address GBV.
The Gender-Based Violence Tripartite Memorandum of Understanding amongst SB Brewery, Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance, and the Department of Community Development and Religion establishes the working relationship to combat GBV in the country in the next few years. Secretary for Department of Community Development and Religion, Jerry Ubase, is optimistic this partnership can help alleviate the ongoing issues in the country.
This MOU signing with SB Brewery and CELAC is significant as it represents our shared interest in bringing visibility and anti-violence campaign in PNG. The issue of addressing GBV is everyone's concern, and we have taken a bold step to enter into these partnership arrangements and support the strategic targets and local interventions program.
Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance CEO Michael Barobe welcomes the MOU and expressed his anticipation to work with the two partners.
This community structure agreement has February, community development, GBV, CELAC, will ensure that we do our part to ensure that this problem of gender-based violence is being addressed in this country.
While appreciating the work of his team, SP Brewery Managing Director Ed Wegemans urged for responsible drinking as he expressed his organization's readiness to address GBV issues.
As part of our corporate social responsibility, we consider ourselves in a unique position to not only speak out against violence, but also on initiating engagement in key areas such as training, monitoring, and evaluation that aligns with government policy, our campaign, and our community engagement strategy.
SP Brewery has been engaged in various GBV-related programs in recent years. This MOU helps continue that effort. Rex Litter, TVWAN News.
Octedi Mining has donated a check of 300,000 kina to Okma Junior High in Western Province to help complete vital school projects and strengthen education services for the community. The support has been described as a legacy that will benefit future generations. Our reporter Carol Kiddo Jr. with more.
Okma Junior High School in Western Province has received a major boost with a 300,000 kina donation that will go towards completing the vital school projects and strengthening education for future generations. Deputy School Chairman Mark Yarum confirmed the contribution, saying it will allow the school to complete several unfinished projects. He noted that the community initially began operations with just 5,000 kina and has struggled to sustain activities for nearly 8 months. The check presentation was led by Minor Lucas, Deputy Chairman of Milum Investment Limited, who described the assistance as part of a shared commitment to invest in education and empower rural communities. The assistance comes in addition to previous support worth over 100,000 kina provided by the Octedi Mining Donation Committee. Yarum also paid tribute to outgoing Council President Borok Pitalock, crediting him for pushing the establishment of the junior high school as one of his lasting legacies. Chairman of Octedi Landowners Royalty Investment Trust and Milum Group of Companies, Henry Asakim, explained that the 300,000 kina is only the first installment. He said the donation will help the school put up a solar system and carry out essential maintenance. Asakim added that by December this year, an additional 200,000 kina will be provided, bringing the total community project support to 500,000 kina. With this new funding, Okma Junior High School is set to upgrade its facilities and continue serving the community for generations, ensuring that the outgoing president's vision and partnership with Milum Investment remain remembered.
150,000 kina financial support from the Madang provincial government will support routine polio immunization during the polio campaign in the province. The funding was presented to the Madang Provincial Health Authority to run this program. Madang Provincial Health Authority Chief Executive Officer Dr. Martin Diamond was presented with a 150,000 kina funding to run routine polio immunization in the province. During the presentation, Dr. Diamond said the funding will be used to assist health teams who will go out to implement the polio campaign. Dr. Diamond said the mission is to try as much as possible to disrupt the potential spread of polio in Madang. He elaborated on the movement of people being a threat, especially with the upcoming independence celebrations where it's likely the disease could spread. The PAJ is working in collaboration with the Department of Education to have health teams visit schools who have students aged 10 and below to be vaccinated.
We would like to disrupt transmission because coming September 16, there will be a lot of people moving to and fro during that time, and this will escalate the risk of polio transmission. That's why this launch and campaign at this time is very timely, that we need to mobilize resources and send out our team to start to vaccinate our children to prevent transmission, at the same time to save.
Provincial Administrator Daniel Aloy pledged support towards an improved health indicator for the province. He elaborated that women and children mainly provide indicators for health, and currently Madang's health indicators, especially with immunization, is not on par, standing at 49%. Mr. Aloy said there's still much to be done to close that gap, and it could need constrained support from all stakeholders and a continuous allocated budget.
I cannot believe that, the last thing that you want to have would be to have indicators on maternal mortality and infant mortality. If they're not looking well, then definitely there's something wrong with our support in the health sector. So our indicators for the provinces are not that promising. We need to score runs very quickly. We need to put some points on the scoreboard very quickly, and this is one way that we're able to get that through. So I believe Dr. Diamond and the team, you're able to, utilize this for other support vaccinations.
Meanwhile, the PAJ CEO is urging parents and caregivers to participate in the polio campaign by having their children aged 10 and below to get a polio shot. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Still in Madang, Eddie Tanago Paine and Josiah Pope Moya were the proud recipients of the Divine Word University 2025 Alumni of the Year Award. Both were recognized during DWU's celebration of its Foundation Day on Thursday, the 21st of August. Paine and Moya are former students who attained bachelors in PNG and International Relations Studies under the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. They graduated in 2008 and 2017, respectively. This year's nomination for the Divine Word University 2025 Alumni of the Year Award was Eddie Tanago Paine and Josiah Pope Moya. DWU President Professor Father Philip Gibbs said every year the alumni never ceases to amaze with undeniable traits that bring forward positive change and development into the country, a reflection of the institution's legacy and rapport. Josiah Pope is an entrepreneur from the Western Highlands province, currently providing employment opportunities from his security firm, Armed Seal Group, which has now spanned into 4 key industries of security, construction, finance, and real estate. Despite graduating with a bachelor's in PNG studies, Moya did not wait for employment, but rather created it. Since then, he has expanded his business from Mount Hagen to Jiwaka and Chimbu, and plans to expand into Lae, Madang, and Port Moresby. His story resounds of grit and determination in today's society, where graduates outnumber job opportunities. His story is about social purpose, to be the solution, especially for those society often overlooks. He actively supports local churches, helps fund community development efforts, and personally pays school fees for children from struggling families as an investment in a better PNG rather than as charity cases.
The things that you studied in the class will be not similar to the field, the real life world out there. What I did, I actually think out of the box. What can I contribute to the country, society? for the betterment of Papua New Guinea. So that drives me to where I am today now.
For Eddie Tanago Paine, the campaign manager for Act Now PNG, it was always about doing the right thing. Mr. Paine is a leading voice in PNG's civil society landscape, known nationally and internationally for his tireless work defending customary land rights, promoting environmental justice, and championing ethical development. He is one of PNG's most vocal advocates and leads efforts to expose land and forest exploitation, particularly the abuse of special agriculture and business leases and forest clearing authorities, which have stripped communities of their land and resources without consent. This year, Mr. Paine became a public figure in the defense of civic space after a criminal charge, widely seen as a strategic lawsuit against public participation, which was dismissed by the courts. The case, stemming from his role in raising public awareness about forestry malpractice, served to underline his unwavering stand for truth and public interest.
Most people abuse this kind of opportunity. It makes us big because of not of who we are. These issues are big. And when you deal with these issues that affect the lives of single Papua New Guineans, single Papua New Guineans that cannot speak, it elevates your voice as well too. So this occasion is not about Eddie Tanago getting an award here. It's about the issues. And I want to use this platform to praise the issues, to glorify the issues, to raise the issue. So if you're writing something, don't write about me, write about the issues.
The celebration concluded at the Alumni Park, where names of both awardees were unveiled, amongst other alumni awardees. The DWU Alumni Awards are given each year to nominees who have had an outstanding impact within their professional career space. It is also a recognition of the practiced values instilled by Divine Word University, provoking developments and positive impact in the country or internationally. You're watching TVWAN News. After the break, families unite at festival finale and Driegerhafen issues continue.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
Pepsi bottle. Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The One-Took Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
New Fabuloso Multi-Purpose Cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso Irresistible Fragrance.
If this was the beginning of a monster movie, that would be the monster being born. What exactly am I looking at?
New season, Weird Earth, Tuesdays 9:30 on Discovery.
Welcome back. The Sir John Guy Stadium was overflowing on Sunday night as the Jubilee Reset Gospel Music Festival reached its grand finale. International gospel artist Sinach delivered a powerful opener to the night and delivered the same unforgettable experience at the end of it.
And so we declare,
International gospel artist Sinach delivered a powerful opener to the final evening of the Jubilee Reset Gospel Festival Sunday night. She and her band returned to the stage for the festival's climax. They led thousands of families and communities, both present at the Sir John Guy Stadium and watching around globe in an unforgettable night of worship. Sinach was joined by Scripture Vibration of Solomon Highlands and PNG's own celebrated gospel artist, creating an atmosphere of unity, joy and revival. Throughout the day, the festival continued with church exhibitions, choir performances, testimonies, and family-centered activities, strengthening the Christian faith and bonds of community. The two-day event exceeded expectations, drawing one of the largest gatherings of worshippers ever seen in Port Moresby.
people of the Lord.
The Reset Festival has been hailed as more than a concert. It set the stage for a national spiritual reset dedicated to unity and revival ahead of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
After a weekend full of praise and worship and togetherness, the Jubilee Reset Gospel Music Festival at Sir John Guy Stadium had people hoping and praying for a changed mindset. With 60-plus performances throughout the weekend's Jubilee Reset Gospel Music Festival at the Sir John Guy Stadium, many are hoping for better times and change of mindset as we move closer to celebrating the 50th independence anniversary and after that. The inspirational and uplifting music from local bands, choir groups, string bands, solo artists, including the Scripture Vibration Band from Solomon Islands and world-renowned Nigerian singer Sinach, there was certainly a change in the atmosphere and deliverance for all.
I believe it's our heart that this is not just a celebration for every Papua New Guinean. It's a celebration that should be owned.
So I guess I'm not too familiar with a lot of the groups, the PNG gospel groups, so I think this is a good exposure for me as well, yeah.
See some international artists. Yeah, we are excited to see them. Yeah.
Others, including Bomana prison inmates and chairman of the Bomana prison ministry, Daniel Wera, believe such events will draw in the youth and reset the way they think for their betterment and that of their communities and the country as a whole.
I just want to tell the youths and the young generations of today, the problem that we have in prison now is, we do one stupid thing in our life that costs our, livelihood. We exchange what we did with the time, and we lose time. And time is very essential. The Bible says we are given only 120 years, and basically, according to the statistics, PNG lives only 50 years. If you're lucky, you live 60 years. And now, if you find yourself in a very wrong situation, if the courts find you guilty, and if the judge sentence you, if you come to Bomana, you will lose a lot of time in your life.
Performers as well as festival goers shared that the event was a success overall. They hope more of such can be organized so that more Papua New Guineans can actively participate. Daniel Wera is currently serving a 30-year sentence at the Bomana prison. The chairman of the Bomana prison ministry and his bandmates performed on Saturday the 22nd of August, the first day of the Jubilee Reset Gospel Music Festival. Wera testifies that inmates at Bomana are working well with prison wardens to ensure rehabilitation programs are effectively delivered and that prisoners due for release leave as changed people ready to rejoin the rest of society again.
The prison has changed because of the spiritual rehabilitation programs. There are churches going in, there are religious program in the prison going, and the wardens are also very, very supportive and behind the spiritual program, and making the spiritual rehabilitation in Bomana become very, very successful. So Bomana is not like before. Now it's changed. More than 70-80% of people in prison, they accept Christ and they started to take a part to, change their behaviors and all this stuff. So Bomana has changed. Spiritual rehabilitation program has done a very, very huge impact in the prison.
The former school of some of our founding fathers in Finchafen, the Dragahafen Technical Secondary School, has become a pitfall in secondary education, a stark contrast to the pre-independence era. Ward 10 councillor in Hellsbach, Okakni Narakine, highlighted that for the past 5 years, most of their students give up and return home due to the constant fighting. This directly leads to an increase in unemployment and social disorder.
Fighting within the Dragahafen Technical Secondary School in Finchafen district of Morobe province has been disrupting learning for 5 years now. Ward 10 councillor in Hellsbach, Okane Narekine, pointed out that while Finchafen holds historical significance in terms of it being the landing place of the first Lutheran missionary in Papua New Guinea in 1886 and being a thriving economic and agricultural hub for the country in its early days, decades of neglect have led to a regressive state.
Like Draga Secondary and 1 plus secondary tarsal inside long Finchafen district. It got 2 plus lower secondary, like Ube Pindio Agro High School. Recently, new established high school and Broom High School, na Draga High School, lower secondary. Okay, now upper secondary and Draga 1 plus. Big problem we are facing now is most of our kids down at Draga, they are back. Be long school fighting. Just like school fighting and continuously. Now I'm affecting or picking in Domika. Like Saddleback Second and 1 plus second inside the church where I'm looking out in head mapping. And in long government and my parents. And in long church and Saddleback Second. I'm kissing. Mape, head mape, I'm kissing. Saddleback, entire Saddleback. Now, TVWAN 1 plus. Now, how much CSC come? No go 1 plus beginning blooming plus inside on this plus second and prosper university. And that's the main problem with that.
Councillor Narakine outlined that since the Early Childhood and Junior Primary Teachers Training Centre has moved its students to Wampar in Huon Gulf District, the teaching facilities are now free. He therefore suggested that the church support them and establish a secondary school for the circuit and surrounding areas at Hellspark. Former Young Pela Didiman Extension Coordinator, Hune Made, believes that reviving the agricultural program at Hellspark would create a pathway for the many unemployed youth. He says this is the best approach to utilizing our youth and keeping them busy in the rural districts instead of letting them drift to urban areas. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Lei.
And now a look at the finance news. The Kina changed at 0.2403 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying 0.2328 US dollars, 0.3563 Australian dollars, 0.1907 euro, and 33.89 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher, and on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hiding, talk, young or old, a scale-race family meal we're told. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scale rise, don't scale, scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rise, don't scale, scale price. Amber, you like it?
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Often friends go with the wedding party during weddings, but at my wedding, my wife will go with the wedding party. My friend will marry me and come home with me.
Friends will always remain friends, right? My husband has a friend too. But something happened and now she's my husband's wife too. Do you want to know why?
No one knows what God wills. 3 lives are found within one marriage.
Welcome back. Turning abroad, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un supervised the test firing of 2 types of new anti-aircraft missiles. State media said on Sunday, displaying his expanding military capabilities as the South Korean and U.S. militaries carry out joint drills. The North's official Korean Central News Agency said the test on Saturday proved the missiles effective in countering aerial threats such as drones and cruise missiles. The agency also said that Mr. Kim assigned unspecified important tasks to defense scientists ahead of a major political conference expected early next year. The reports did not specify the missiles that were tested or where the event took place. It did not mention any remarks by Mr. Kim directed at Washington or Seoul. They've been hailed by organizers as some of the biggest rallies in Australian history. Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets across the country in a nationwide action against the war in Gaza. Brisbane had its largest protest since the war began, days after protesters were barred from marching across the Story Bridge.
The massive groundswell, clear from the air. Thousands rallied in Brisbane CBD, galvanised by Gaza.
Solidarity with Palestine. So I want to stand up for the children in Gaza. We want to get the food for them.
Demanding action and awareness. Organisers had hoped to march across the city's Story Bridge, but were blocked by a court last week due to safety concerns.
We wanted the Story Bridge for visibility. Can you please help us get visibility without even needing to cross that bridge?
The change of route not dampening their message.
Heart-touching really to see people outside of our community here supporting the cause, and it really means a lot to us.
Here in Brisbane, organisers are buoyed by the huge crowds that have turned out today. This isn't the route they wanted to take, yet the numbers here have surpassed even their expectations.
This is the biggest march since against the Iraq War. The government can't not listen anymore.
It drew some counter-protesters.
You're welcome!
And police are looking into one person who allegedly displayed a Hamas flag.
It is being investigated, and we are taking that matter very, very seriously.
The Brisbane protest was one of 40 rallies across the country. There were again huge numbers in Sydney, although smaller than the recent rally when almost 100,000 protesters shut down the Harbour Bridge.
Every single day for almost 2 years, 28, that's a classroom full of children, innocent children, have been killed by Israel.
We can't stand to see the death toll rise anymore. And it's enough. It's time for it to stop.
Protesters swarmed the streets of Melbourne CBD, bringing Swanston Street to a standstill. The crowds were significantly smaller in Canberra, but no less impassioned. From the big cities to regional towns, vowing to continue to march while the people of Gaza are suffering.
Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets of Melbourne, rallying as part of a national protest against Israel. Many who joined the march spoke of their heartache for the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza and their fears the situation will only worsen as the Israeli military prepares for another offensive.
At the State Library Victoria, they gathered in the tens of thousands. Carrying signs and waving flags, the crowds of protesters brought Swanston Street to a standstill.
And yet our message is clear. We believe in equality. We believe in life, in humanity, in love.
Through the city they marched, days after the United Nations confirmed famine in Gaza and as Israel prepares to send troops to occupy Gaza City.
But what brought me here today is just the number of children have been killed day after day after day.
There's a groundswell, and I think the government has to see that the people really care and the people want change.
The protest in Melbourne, one of 39 marches for Palestine across the country, in dozens of regional towns from Tathra to Coffs Harbour, and in capital cities from Canberra to Hobart, Perth to Brisbane, all calling for an end to the war in Gaza.
We want peace, we want sanctions on the Israeli government, we want the aid to get through.
People are dying, children are being mutilated.
And we're here to let the Palestinians know that we're behind them.
Stop arming genocide!
In Sydney, former Australian of the Year Grace Tame addressed a rally at Hyde Park.
There is another force that power responds to, and it is public pressure!
Victoria Police estimated around 10,000 people attended Melbourne's rally. Organisers believe the turnout was much higher than that. Organisers say this is the 97th consecutive week of rallying in Melbourne for the people of Palestine, and they are not stopping now. They will continue to protest on the streets for this cause.
We will show up on these streets. Mark my words, we will disrupt until the status quo is ended, until Israel is held accountable.
The rally finished on the steps of Parliament.
English language tests are required for many visas, but migrants have raised concerns about the costs and contradictions of the system. According to the Australian government, language certification is required for many visa types, such as work and student visas, to help manage immigration risk and ensure foreigners can fully participate in Australian society. Different visas require different standards of English. Language certification often expire, requiring visa applicants to pay upwards of $400 for another English test. The Department of Home Affairs did not directly address questions about why language certifications expire, but that is not the only concern that migrants have raised with the ABC. It could be the happiest, if not the most chaotic school bus in Australia. In the rural Queensland community of Boonah, Doggy Daycare has found millions of new fans online. But it's not just the puppies learning new tricks.
This is a school bus with a difference. There's no kids, there's no uniforms, just dogs learning to live their best lives.
That's a cool thing about dogs. Somehow they know the time and what day it is, particularly when it's their day to go on the dog bus.
Each morning, Joe McVilly picks up about a dozen dogs from around Boonah, taking them for a day of training and play at a purpose-built adventure park.
To have a really well-balanced dog, if you give him the basics and the boundaries and train them from the beginning, you're going to have a really happy dog.
She's usually just at home on her own, so we did it basically for a socialisation.
It can be chaotic. One moment they're ignoring you. Now she's not even interested. The next they're playing fetch with your camera. Or just falling asleep on a moving bus.
They literally know where their seat is, and if another dog tries to get up next to them, if they haven't picked up their mate that sits with them, that dog will tell that dog to get off.
They're photogenic too. Joe's TikToks have racked up more than 3 million views. She's also creating job opportunities for locals living with a disability. Sage Conway-Keogh wants to become a dog groomer.
Because I would...
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, crunch time for CRU finals and 100,000 kina for Medang Rugby League.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby I born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karim baby, na time baby isusu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV area o time bel mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV ego long baby. This lutok sawe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Mr. Russell, we must isim-signa sa bumili.
You survey yourself, you can put one per complaint.
I'm not giving big to him. Online by Toto. Na, also one I'm supposed me on data sorry kisinel.
You think him good through Sam? You like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell?
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW na all member blong ni plan na sanap strong against workplace harassment.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
This has been a dream well before I was in business.
They can build anything they want to compete for the Riddler.
We want it better than what we're even used to.
Kindy Customs Road to the Riddler, Wednesdays 8:30 on Turbo.
Hello everyone, wherever you are in Papua New Guinea. Join me from the 23rd of August this year to September the 16th, where I will bring you all the events and activities marking our 50th independence anniversary celebrations. So stay at home, the comfort of your home. There'll be at least 7 major events on TVWAN, NBC TV and MTV, where I will be bringing all of that to you.
Welcome back. The Pepsi Capital Rugby Union was wrapped up another thrilling year of rugby as the regular season comes to an exciting conclusion. Fans eagerly anticipate the upcoming 2 weekends of semi-finals leading up to the grand final set for September the 6th at the Santos National Football Stadium.
The final series of the Pepsi Capital Rugby Union will showcase the top 4 teams across various divisions, including under-20, under-23, Open Men's A grade and Premium Man, as well as the under-20 and Open Women's categories. With stakes are high, this promises an engaging series of final series culminating in the big grand final in 2 weeks' time. In discussing the finals prospect, CRU rugby manager Eddie Galele expressed excitement over the diversity of the teams competing this year.
The finals, I'm going to have to say that it's one of the most contentious ever. You've got a really good mix of foundation clubs across all divisions and grades. You've got a good mix of, because it's a top 4 format that we're using, you've got a good mix of foundation clubs with new clubs. Yeah, so it was challenging, and we're just glad we're at the last herd, and as you can see with the A-grade game here, it's a pretty tight game between University and Harlequins.
For the Premier Division, reigning champions Valley Hunters once again claimed the minor premiership. The standings were rounded out with Harlequins in second place, followed by Mullins in third and Brothers finishing fourth. Galele pointed out the blend of old and emerging clubs in the Premier Division.
It's a really good mix. The format that we're using is the top four, so first and second get to play. The loser gets to play the winner of 3 and 4 next weekend, and the loser of 3 and 4 bows out. Valley Hunters took out the premiers from last year, took out the minor premiership, and you can see that there's hunger with the Harlequins, so they've barnstormed their way to the second place. And Brothers also started slow, but they finished off pretty quick. So it's pretty contentious.
Currently defending champions Valley Hunters, along with Harlequins and Brothers, are looking strong as they approach the playoffs. In the women's division, a similar playoff format will be implemented for both the under-20 and open categories. Galele confirmed that the grand finals will take place at the Santos National Football Stadium on September 6.
It has been for the past 3 years. We've hosted our grand final at Santos National Football Stadium. We're really grateful for the support from our brethren on that side. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster's outlets, and we can see the sales being generated. So we're expecting a bumper crowd come grand final day on that side.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Money Plus NCDC Port Moresby Vipers showcased their resilience and youthful energy by defeating the seasoned favourites Croton Hella Wigman 18-12 in a gripping matchup during the first week of the 2025 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup Elimination Finals. The match was a nail-biter, with neither team able to pull ahead, resulting in a 12-all tie at the end of the regular time, leading to an intense extra time.
The Monoplus NCDC Port Moresby Vipers defeated season favourites Croton Hella Wigman 18-12 in the first week of the 2025 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup Elimination Finals. The decisive moment came in the dying stages of the extra time when rookie centre Francis Madam made a break down the left touchline, demonstrating quick thinking before offloading to his captain Gilmore Paul, who scored the winning try. This victory is not just a significant milestone for the Vipers, it marks their first finals appearance since their grand final triumph back in 2013 against the Goroka Hanis. This season has been a transformative journey for the Vipers under coaching duo Brendan Gotuna and Wellington Albert. Choosing to prioritize youth over experience has proven to be a successful gamble. In the past season, the Vipers often relied on recycled players which limited their development as franchise. Instead, this year's focus is on nurturing young talent, as revitalized the team and significantly boosted their performance.
It was a tough game. The Wigmen gave us a really good game, and they were too strong. They were final contenders for the last 5 years, and they gave us a good game. Our boys stood out and they kept their momentum going and played to the final minutes. My message to the boys, just to keep in our place and then play what we trained for, and just be disciplined, and we'll be working on our weak areas. There's a lot of things that we have to polish up before the next finals.
Winning the game, play finals, play final. I'm alright. Miss a little positions, at least I just go play them. Miss a play utilities, me feel alright, I'm comfortable to play.
The triumph against the Wigmen not only highlights the potential of the Vipers' young squad, but also sets a promising precedent for the future of the club, signalling an era of competitiveness in the league. Vipers will now refocus their attention to week 2 of elimination final when they face Eastern Britain Couriers, who beat Wigman 24-17 in the first elimination on Sunday. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Central Dabaris put on a spirited performance to beat East New Britain Couriers 18-8 in round 4 of the Santos Cup at the Santos National Football Stadium on Sunday. The win puts them in good stead to surge into top 4 calculation following Port Moresby Vipers' loss to Tigers 24-8 yesterday.
The 2024 Grand Final runners-up of the Santos Cup recorded a 12-all draw against Premiers Goroka Lahanis in the opening round before going down to Eagles 24-14 in round 2, followed by a 16-all draw against Late Tigers in round 3. Sunday's win over Couriers was their first, which was crucial to their finals aspiration, with one round left before the top 4 playoff in 2 weeks' time. The Dabaris coach Kathy Knapp again commended her girls for showing their resilience and consistency to grind out the hard-fought match against Couriers.
I believe it was a good defensive game that we had. The Couriers came really hard, but our defense held them. A couple of errors in the beginning, but a good defensive side.
Couriers coach Oscar Tonga admitted the girls played well, but their high error rate did not help with too many turnovers. However, Tonga stressed that this year they have some good talent who have shown great potential.
Not the result we won today, but I just want to credit to the girls. I think we are small they're small, really small in size, but they put in the effort in defense. But we didn't expect the result today, so I'm really happy with the girls with the game today. Very young side. I think it's good to get them into the game and prepare them for the next year. So I think we had a good side.
In the other round 4 results, defending champion Lahanis maintained the lead on the points table after defeating Mount Hagen 18-0 in Minsk on Saturday. After round 4, Lahanis lead on 7 points, Tigers on 5, Eagles on 4, Dabaris on 4, Vipers on 2, and Couriers on 2 points. This week, Santos Cup will play out its final round of the regular season before the top 4 playoff on the 7th of September. The 2 winners will meet in the grand final decider on September 14. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Madang Rugby League was given a support of 100,000 kina to end the season's competition. The funding came from the Mineral Resources Madang Limited, a subsidiary of Mineral Resources Development Company Limited. An initial 50,000 kina was recently presented to committee executives of Madang Rugby League by a representative of the 4 landowner groups from Ramuniko and Kurumbukari mines.
Caretaker president of Madang Rugby League, Albert Tobe, was a happy man when Mineral Resources Madang Limited came with a 50,000 kina funding support to help the Rugby League fraternity and its 2025 season. Mineral Resources Madang owns 2.5% shares in the Ramuniko mine project. Mr. Tobe acknowledged landowners from Krumbukari, Inland Pipeline, Coastal Pipeline, and Basamu, who are represented by MRM, for supporting the game's coordination. Rugby league competitions in Madang were last played in 2018. It was revived only this year, with proper season commencing late May and into April. Mr. Tobe stated that the code of Rugby League had always been a unifying aspect throughout the country, and it is no different in Madang province. The committee is keen on utilizing Rugby League to have a positive impact on the youth, to bring about social development and reduce law and order issues.
Good sporting program can actually help him bring him some kind of good development inside the country. I want good team we can use him uniform. Instead of betting to him at plenty or ethnic group too and something of betting. Recently planting or die will come up, plenty or ethnic classes will come up, plenty divisions will come up. But you meeting was a true big black and using Rugby League was a one black eye because of this unifying factor of Rugby League, you can use him this level help him
bring him unity, peace, good order in state of Madang.
Chairman of Mineral Resources Madang, Stephen Sand, stated that MRM has also supported other codes including basketball, soccer and corporate darts. This is the first time they have decided to back Madang Rugby League. Mr. Sand strongly urged players to promote true sportsmanship and refrain from violence both on and off the field. He stressed that their behavior is what determines future support of any kind.
Yes, we are proud to partner Madang League. And I believe it's not the last, it's not the first. We'll continue to partner you. But you also will have to live up to expectations of those and me talk here. Be good sportsmen and women. Rugby League must come this level where we play sports now. We create him. Straight him or work, staff or young people you mean or come responsible people. We try to create a better environment, a better society in Mogador staff.
The presentation took place at the Madang Coast Watchers Hotel. Club representatives came along to witness it. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. Port Moresby partly cloudy, possible showers. Popondetta cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Ley, Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, all centers cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. All Highlands region, all centers some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeasterly winds of 25 to 33 knots, gusting to 47 knots. Solomon Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with southeasterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas light with east to northeasterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daro to Kiwai Island, Kerma Yule Island, Port Moresby, Hood Point to Summer Islands, to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands. Seas 2 to 3 meters. And waters of Long Island to Madang, Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border. Seas 1 to 2 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News.